Good afternoon and welcome to the media news on Ogun State Television. I am Senior Tabaru. The House of Representatives has passed the revised 43.56 trillion naira 2024 budget following the consideration and adoption of the report of the House Committee on Appropriations. The approval came after the Committee of Supply concluded clause-by-clause consideration of the budget and its subsequent passage for third reading at plenary presided over by the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas. The breakdown of the 43.56 trillion naira revised 2024 budget shows that 1.74 trillion naira is earmarked for statutory transfers, 8.27 trillion naira for debt servicing, 11.26 trillion naira for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while 22.27 trillion naira is allocated to capital expenditure and development fund contributions for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2025. At the same plenary session, the House also passed the revised 48.31 trillion naira 2025 budget. On this amount, 3.64 trillion naira is set aside for statutory transfer, 14.31 trillion naira for debt service, 13.58 trillion naira for recurrent non-debt expenditure, and 16.76 trillion naira for capital expenditure through development fund contributions. The revised 2025 budget is expected to run until March 31, 2026. The passage followed the transmission of the appropriation, repeal and reenactment bills for 2024 and 2025 by President Bola Tinubu last Friday. The first executive bill repealed the 2024 Appropriation Act of 35.05 trillion naira and reenacted with an increased total expenditure of 43.56 trillion naira to be drawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. I'm moving to Ogun State. The Ogun State House of Assembly has concluded the defense of the 2026 budget proposal submitted by the ministries, departments and agencies of the state. Lawmakers delivered a clear message: public resources must be planned, allocated and utilized transparently, efficiently and impartially to ensure quality service delivery. Chairman of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Mushafi Lamidi, challenged all heads of MDAs to prioritize accountability, probity and value for government resources during the exercise at the Assembly Complex in Mozambique. Our correspondent, Kola Leosho, covered the plenary. Details are presented in this package.
In his closing remarks, Honorable Lamidi, alongside other House Subcommittee chairmen, asked heads of various agencies to take collective responsibilities for delivering a 2026 budget that is realistic and responsive to citizens' needs. He explained that the committee approached the budget review not as an adversarial exercise, but as a constructive engagement aimed at strengthening service delivery, improving value for money, and aligning spending with the real needs of the people.
Let me emphasize that this budget will be assessed not merely by the size of allocations, but by credibility of revenue projection, prudent and disciplined expenditure, measurable outcomes and deliverables, consistency with the state development priorities, demonstrable impact on citizens across all constituencies.
He concluded with optimism that the deliberation will strengthen public financial management and ensure the budget delivers tangible results for citizens across the state.
I must also stress that budget approval does not mark the end of legislative oversight. This House will continue to monitor implementation to ensure that funds appropriated derive swiftly for approved purposes in line with due process and existing financial regulations.
In a related development, the State Internal Revenue Service led by Executive Chairman Olubenga Olaleye, reported a revenue performance of over 84 billion naira as of last October, an 83% achievement for the outgoing year, while projecting a 250 billion naira target for 2026. Olaleye emphasized the importance of implementing new federal government tax laws to capture all taxable incomes, expand the tax net, and plug revenue leakages in the state. Other agencies whose budget proposals were considered include the State Ministry of Budget and Planning, led by the Commissioner, Mr. Olaolu Oladinton, the Ministry of Finance, and the Office of the Accountant General, represented by Permanent Secretary, Mr. Adishino Tuwulawi.
The Niger State Governor, Umaru Bago, has received the remaining 130 abducted students and staff of St. Mary's Catholic School, Papiri, in Gwala local government area of the state. Governor Bago received the rescued victims at the government house, Mina. He described the release of the remaining kidnapped victims of the St. Mary Catholic School as a relief, especially as the children are very young. The governor expressed his deepest appreciation to President Bola Tinubu, the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, service chiefs and all the security agencies for playing critical roles at ensuring the remaining Papiri school children and staff regain their freedom. Governor Bago also commended traditional rulers, religious and community leaders, as well as all concerned citizens who made various efforts that led to the release of all the adopted victims of St. Mary Catholic School. The governor said the rescued victims will be reunited with their families after the medical examination. And away from Niger State, the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, has appointed globally renowned writer Chimamanda Adichie, African Development Bank Executive, Professor Kevin Umara, and Professor James Robinson of the University of Chicago as visiting professors in a move aimed at repositioning the institution on the global academic stage. The appointments approved by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Simon Twaya, were conveyed through official letters dated December 18, 2025. According to the university, the visiting professors are expected to engage in teaching, collaborative research, mentorship, and strategic academic interactions that will strengthen UNN's global standing. Faithfuls of the All Progressives Congress across the ranks have resolved to intensify their support for President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027 and Prince Dakwa Abiodun's administration. Political bigwigs and the entire Dr. Kehinde Oluwadamilare's administration's cabinet in Ijebu East local government stated this at a mass rally held at Ijebu Ife. Adefo Radis will report.
A total shutdown of thought it was. Every member of the All Progressives Congress with a mission to endorse President Bola Tinubu for second term and Prince Dakwa Abiodun to sustain the momentum of his administration for more dividends of democracy.
He did a great job to create enough hospital for us. Now if anybody is sick now, everybody will go there to go and treat himself with a lot of equipment there, which would have no problem. He did a lot of road for us in Ijebu. Example, like in Ogbere, we have a good road in Ogbere right now. We have a good road in Orita Imobi right now. We have a good road in Ashure right now.
For them, the decision is unanimous, according to Honorable Balogun, Chairman, All Progressives Congress, Ijebu East Local Government Area.
The Ijebu East and the leaders in Ijebu East, we are speaking in one voice, and there's no any decision in our local government here. We always stand about our governor.
Honorable Deko Onomuse and the leading leader, High Chief Segun Oshibote, said President Bola Tinubu and Prince Dakwa Abiodun, Governor of Ogun State, have done so much in infrastructure, economic growth, health, education, and welfare of the people. chairman of the local government, Dr. Kende Oluwadare, said the achievements of Governor Dapo Abiodun are unparalleled and cut across all the 3 senatorial districts in the state.
As you can see that the entire structure of Ijebu is here. The who is who when it comes to party structure across the party line. Our people are happy with the governor. Likewise, we are also encouraged with what His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing.
Other stakeholders also attested to the performance of Prince Dapo Abiodun and President Bola Tinubu, which they say informed the collective decision.
There has been a performing governor for the past 6-7 years, if I'm not mistaken.
There was a convoy of partymen from the I Foundation Ijebu Motion through Eshure, terminating at Ijebufe, venue of the town hall meeting at Adefowura Adesanwo, OGTV News.
And now moving to the ferry in Asian market went into the Christmas break Wednesday on a mixed note as investors struggled to track a record day on Wall Street, fueled by forecast topping U.S. economic data. After a healthy start, regional stocks tottered into the close, although gold topped $4,500 for the first time amid U.S. military and economic pressure on Venezuela. Traders in New York pushed the S&P 500 to an all-time high in response to figures showing the world's top economy expanded 10% in the third quarter, the fastest pace in 2 years, and much quicker than expected. The report, which was boosted by healthy consumer and business spending, provided some reassurance to investors about the economic outlook after a staggering string of increasing and weakening jobs data. Ukraine secured some concessions in the latest version of a U.S.-led draft plan to end the Russian invasion, as reviewed by President Volodymyr Zelensky. However, key questions remain regarding territory and whether Moscow will accept the new terms. The 20-point plan agreed on by U.S. and Ukrainian negotiators is being reviewed by Moscow. Still, the Kremlin is unlikely to abandon its hard-line territorial demands for full Ukrainian withdrawal from the east. Zelensky also conceded there are some points in the document that he does not like. Finally, on sport, the Super Eagles of Nigeria opened their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations campaign with a 2-1 victory over Tanzania at the Fairs Stadium in Fez, Morocco. Lexi Wubi delivered a pair of assists, first setting up Shimi Ajayi for a headed opener in the 26th minute before teaming up Ademola Lookman for the winner in the 52nd minute. Tanzania's Mbwa drew level early in the second half, but the Super Eagles showed resilience to protect their slender advantage and secure a winning start to the tournament. Nigeria will face Tunisia on Saturday before rounding off the group stage against Uganda on Tuesday.
Milieu qui sort dans le dos de tout le monde. Une absence défensive et vous êtes sanctionné alors que vous dominez. Il n'y avait aucun danger depuis le début du match. Exactement.
And just before we go, let us remind you that peace on earth will come to stay when we leave Christmas every day. And that's the news at this time. Many thanks for watching. Now to Yoruba version of the news.